Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. I've only just turned on the news this afternoon and I heard about the shooting in London yesterday, in North London I believe, Euston. I wasn't in Euston yesterday, but I was travelling on the underground, and I think we stopped off at Euston Underground Station, but we didn't go into Euston. London is a very busy, place, and shootings and stabbings, and I personally wouldn't want to live in the centre of London myself. Well, that was North London that happened. Alexa, repeat.
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
Alexa, what happened yesterday? The shooting in
Crystal,
London.
here's your news. From Sky News.
From the Sky News Centre at 2. A drive-by shooting outside a funeral in central London in broad daylight has been called a senseless act of violence by police. Detectives have indicated more than one person may be responsible for what happened near Euston Station yesterday lunchtime, but have made no arrests. A 7-year-old girl is fighting for her life, while a woman in her 40s is said to have life-changing injuries. Met Police Superintendent Jack Rowlands confirmed 4 others were hurt and gave an insight into the weapon that was used.
Officers responded with paramedics and a crew from the London Air Ambulance. They found multiple people with injuries caused by pellets from a shotgun.
Witnesses say 68 people have died in a plane crash in
Alexa.
Nepal.
Stop. So, I was in London yesterday afternoon. I think at that time I was going towards Kensington Palace. I was in the London stations trying to get to Kensington Palace, and around 2:30 I was on foot walking to Kensington Palace along the Bayswater Road. Right, it brings me back memories of when I was living in a women's refuge in 2005, late 2005. I had come down from Kentish Town in London, and I ended up in a women's refuge escaping somebody through domestic violence. Just that, I think it was a couple of months after I moved down back from London to Gloucestershire, where I was put in a women's refuge, was then I found there was the July 7th terrorist attack on the London transit system at rush hour. So I just come back from London from being in a women's refuge, and in July 2005 I was actually in a women's refuge, and I remember watching this on the television. I was travelling on those buses, the same numbers that got blown up. On the morning of July the 7th, 2005, bombs are detonated in 3 crowded London subways and 1 bus during the peak of the city's rush hour. The synchronised suicide bombings, which were thought to be the work of Al-Qaeda, killed 56 people, including the bombers, and injured another 700. It was the largest attack on Great Britain since World War II, and no warnings were given. The train bombings targeted the London Underground, the city's subway system. Nearly simultaneous explosions at about 8:50 a.m. occurred on trains in 3 locations, between the Aldgate and Liverpool Street stations on the Circle Line, between the Russell Square and King's Cross stations on the Piccadilly line, and at the Edgware Road station, also on the Circle Line. Almost an hour later, a double-decker bus on Upper Woburn Place near Tavistock Square was also hit. The bus's roof was ripped off by the blast. The attacks took place as world leaders, including British Prime Minister Tony Blair, were meeting at the G8 summit in nearby Scotland. In his remarks after learning of the blast, Blair called the attacks barbaric and pointed out that they had taken place at the same time as the G8 summit was most likely purposeful. Later, he vowed to see those responsible brought to justice and that Great Britain, a major partner with the US in the war in Iraq, would not be intimidated by terrorists. Of the four suicide bombers, 3 were born in Great Britain and 1 in Jamaica. 3 lived in or near Leeds in West Yorkshire. 1 resided in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. Al-Qaeda officially claimed responsibility for the attacks on September the 1st, 2005, in a videotape released to the Al Jazeera television network. 2 weeks later, on July 21st, 2005, a second set of 4 bombings was attempted, also targeting the city's transit system, but failed when the explosive only partially detonated. The 4 men alleged to be responsible for the failed attacks were arrested in late July. An estimated 3 million people ride the London Underground every day, with another 6.5 million using the city's bus system. What was scary was I had gone up to London to meet somebody off the internet, I thought, who was a genuine chap, and he turned out to be a bit of a nutcase. And he was walking me around London Underground stations, and that absolutely terrified me, because I thought that I could have been blown up in those explosions. He was walking me through almost every London Underground station and walking me off my feet, this chap was. So I fled this chap and I ended up in a women's refuge in Gloucestershire. But London is a big place with billions of people, and it's so easy to get lost in the crowd or something happened to you. And that was scary yesterday, finding out that there was a shooting at a church, a drive-by shooting past a church in Euston. And I was travelling through London yesterday on the Underground, and I actually stopped off at Euston Underground station. Like I said, between 1:30 and 2:30, I was travelling towards Kensington Palace. Scary stuff, a shooting, someone using guns, which obviously kill people and injure. It was absolutely terrifying to find that out. And these incidents seem to occur quite often, don't they? So we had those bombings in 2005. I wasn't there, but I so could have been if I hadn't have escaped from this man that was just walking me around London Underground stations, and I don't know what he was doing it for. Strange. Life is strange. It really is. And it's more important to make sure you take care of yourself and look after yourself. And at the best of times, London especially can be a dangerous place, especially when you're on your own, you know. For a young person, you're drawn to London, aren't you? The bright lights, the lights, the music, the temptation of fame and money, and you can get snuffed out just like that in a second. It's terrifying. I have been out. I've taken Max for a walk about 3:20. I walked around the Rochester Riverside field. I keep myself to myself. The main reason is for that is that you just don't know anybody. You just don't know. You just don't know, do you? Who you think someone is being nice and kind to you, they could be stabbing you in the back. I just find it difficult to trust in this day and age, to be honest. To trust anyone. I mean, most people do tell lies, and I need someone in my life that's reliable and trustworthy, because I've been let down so much. So we had a good, decent walk. I had my green space time, and I'm back home, and I'm deciding what I'm doing for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Everybody have a good Sunday. And remember, we're not on this planet for very long. See you later.